Hi everyone, it's Keren here from tuppencecoloured.co.uk. Thank you very much for joining me today. I've got something a little bit different today. Normally when I start my videos, I start off by showing you what I've made. Today it's a little bit different because I'm showing you what I found. Now, back in the summer when the annual catalogue came out, I absolutely fell in love with the Timeless Elegance DSP. I still love it. I think it is so beautiful, it's so vintage, and it is so subtle. And I started off to make some cards using the DSP, and I started making this one. I think I was inspired by something I saw on Facebook, and I'm very sorry I can't remember whose card it was, but I saw somebody's card in the craft forum, and I thought that's really lovely, it's really elegant, and I want to make one like it. So I started to make it, and then something happened, got distracted, you know, got caught up in doing other things, put it away, and then couldn't find it. So recreated it, made something rather different, and just the other day I found it again. And I thought, well, do you know what? It's a shame to waste it because it's 3/4 of the way there. It doesn't need very much at all. So I decided, okay, well, I would finish it off. So just to recap, this is Timeless Elegance DSP, and so is this. This is our Sahara Sand lace trim, and this is our Venetian lace crochet trim, and I've just mounted them all on a bit of basic black. I've punched this out of a scrap of Dazzling Diamonds glimmer paper with a sweetheart punch, and in my mini mister I have some rubbing alcohol or surgical spirit, not a great deal, and I've got my Sahara Sand re-inker. So I'm going to add a few drops of the re-inker into the alcohol. Now you could use, I suppose you could use vodka for this, but it would be a terrible shame. It would be a bit of a waste. But as I said, rubbing alcohol, surgical spirit. You could use water, but the reason why I'm using the alcohol is because it dries quicker. The one thing not to use, if you've got the mixative, the alcohol thinners for the alcohol inks that Rangers sell, don't use that. You mustn't spray it because it contains resins, and it would not be good if you inhaled those. So don't use those. Just and I mean it's you know, it's more expensive anyway. Use the cheap stuff, for heaven's sake. So alcohol, smoky slate, sorry, not smoky slate, Sahara Sand, and spritz. And I'm going to leave that on its own to dry just for a few minutes, and then we'll come back. And so while I'm waiting for my sprayed piece to dry, I'm going to stamp up the sentiment that I want on the front of the card. So I'm going to use this stamp set, which is one of the ones that you can get free in Sale-A-Bration this year, and it's called What I Love. And I'm going to be using this phrase, know what I love, and then I'm going to finish it off with the word you. So to begin with, I'm going to ink up my my stamp, which I've already mounted on my skinny block, and I'm going to try and do this without getting my head in the way. I've got my silicone mat underneath, which I find is just enough cushioning. It can be a bit heavy-handed, and if I have a Pierce mat, I tend to catch the edge. It's too squishy. All right, so I've got the know what I love. That was the easy bit. Now the tricky bit. I've got the word you. Am I looking at that the right way? But it goes that way around. And again, I'm going to ink this up on my basic black ink pad. And again, I'm going to try to not get my head in view. Sorry if you get to see my roots. I press that in, and 1, 2, 3, 4. And ha! Sorted, look at that. This is our bitty banner punch, and I'm going to feed my piece of card into the punch because I just want to get the end, and it's a little bit fiddly, it's a little bit of a tight fit, but it does go in, I promise you. There we go. Now this bit isn't in the punch, it's going over the top. So I'm just going to put that down and get rid of the waste, and then I'm going to do the same on the other side. So to feed in my bit of card and feed it through, and I'm going to have it where I want it, and just clip down. And there I've got a nice neat, whoops, nice neat banner to go on the front of my card. Right, so my my heart, which originally was Whisper White, has now dried, and it's a much more subtle colour. And I've got my banner, and I've also cut some other scraps of glimmer paper, and I've got a bit of the real red and a bit of the Blushing Bride, and I'm now going to put it all together, and I'm going to use dimensionals. So I'm going to start by putting the sentiment in place at the bottom, because that will let me know how much room I've got for the rest of my cards. Come on, off you come. Okay. So I'm going to put that quite near the bottom, and I'm going to pretty much centre it. Okay, pretty much happy with that. So that one sits there, and that card is going to go on the bottom. That's heart, sorry, not card. That one is going to go above it, and then that one is going to go above it. So I'm going to start with the one at the bottom. I've got two dimensionals here. So yeah, okay, let's go mad with the dimensionals. And let's move that out of the way for the moment, and centre that. And I'm happy about that one. Okay, so I'm going to pop a couple of dimensions on the back of this one. Now this one is definitely going to take two. And tell you what, do you know what? I'm going to put a third one on that one, because it's going to be straddling the ribbon trim in the middle. Get that so that it balances. I'll pop that one down, and last but not least, the bright red one. I do love this red glimmer paper. I really, really loved it. I was sorry mine when they retired the black. The black glimmer paper was so lush. It was beautiful. And there it is, done. So I do hope you've enjoyed this project, and I hope that you will come back and visit me again soon. And there it is. There's my card finished after taking me 6 months to make. I hope you agree that it was worthwhile waiting for, and I very much hope that you've enjoyed this video. I would really love it if you would leave me a comment, or if you would click the like button, and if you would like to see more of my tutorials, then I would love it if you would subscribe to this channel, because I will be posting more soon. And I have a blog, I have a Facebook page, and you can get there from the links in the more information box below this video. And of course, if you want to find out about the materials I used, then there is a link to my Stampin' Up shop as well. But for now, thank you for watching. Hope I'll see you again soon. Goodbye.